What's going on with you?
I don't know what to make a video about this week.
We already made a video this week, but that video is for work. I'm trying to make a video each week about making videos. Why don't you make a video about the video you made for work? Like about making a video with multiple versions of yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, all right. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Oh, I know.
So that's what we're doing. 5 tips that I keep in mind when I'm making videos featuring multiple versions of myself. This week for my day job, I made a video skit to explain what office hoteling software is. The plot of this skit was one character was preparing to return to the office for the first time since the pandemic, and so I had another character in there to explain to them how they may have to reserve a desk ahead of time using something called office hoteling software. Since I was making this video by myself, I had to record myself playing the different characters and then compose those 2 clips together using mask to create a single shot. But I really wanted it to look natural when the characters were interacting with each other, so here are the things that I kept in mind while I was shooting this video. Tip number 1, shoot in manual focus. Since I'm combining clips using mask, I want those 2 clips to look as identical as possible. That means that anything that's in focus in one shot needs to be in focus in the other, and same with anything that's out of focus. While I could set the aperture so that the entire shot is in focus, having some parts of the shot out of focus, like the character that isn't the primary subject of the shot, can make it look more natural and help the viewer to forget that this is just 2 shots stitched together. Tip number 2, maintain consistent lighting. If one shot is darker than the other, then it becomes really obvious that these are 2 shots stitched together, and it also becomes pretty clear to see where the seam is between the 2 shots. For this video, I taped trash bags to the windows to block out the natural light from coming in because I didn't want that natural light to be changing over the course of the shoot and then change the look of the shots. I also had 2 lights set up outside of the frame to brighten the scene more than what the 2 lamps that were in the shots could accomplish. Tip number 3, block out the composition of shots. Shooting with multiple characters can get way more complicated if you have shots where a character passes in front of or behind the other character. It's possible, it just gets a lot more intense because then you have to do things like rotoscoping and it can just be a lot more time consuming that way. A simple solution is to have shots where the characters kind of stick to their halves of the frame. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to have just flat shots where the characters are facing each other in profile. You can really take advantage of the depth of the frame to play around with where the characters are in relation to each other. To make for more dynamic looking shots, I set up shots where one character would be in the foreground of the frame and the other would be in the background. The principles of keeping the characters to their halves of the frame stayed the same, but this made for more interesting looking compositions, like having the shot be over the shoulder of one character looking at the other character who was talking. Tip number 4, stick to the script. Keeping the look of shots consistent and clean only works if the 2 shots are on the same page content-wise. I write out scripts for my videos so that I know what each character is saying or doing in each shot. If one character is talking, then I make sure to get reaction shots with the other character, and I try to time those reactions by reciting in my head what the talking character is saying throughout the shot. Tip number 5, shoot safety shots. Shooting videos with multiple characters is hard. There's just a lot to keep track of, and sometimes I go for shots that I'm not sure are going to work out until I get into the edit. So I try to give myself some outs in case I get into the edit and I discover that I mistimed a shot, or maybe I forgot to get a clip of the other character for a given shot. The main way I give myself outs is by recording a bunch of extra clips. I'll redo the same section of the script from different angles so that I can cut between the clips in order to make the timing line up. To hide any gaps, I'll record solo shots of each character where they're the only ones in the frame, or insert shots that don't show either character's face, like a close-up of a character's slippers or an overhead shot, so that I can then lay the audio of the characters talking underneath that without the viewer being any the wiser. And those are the 5 tips that I try to follow when I'm making videos featuring multiple versions of myself. Making videos is hard, and making videos with multiple versions of myself is even harder for me. And these tips help to make it a little bit easier. So if you're making videos with multiple versions of yourself, then hopefully you'll find them helpful too. And if you're interested in checking out the video I made about office hoteling software, here it is. Enjoy.
What you doing? I haven't worn pants in 2 years and I need to stretch them out.
Okay, and you decided to wear pants again. Why?
Because I have to go in the office tomorrow.
Oh, you reserved a desk?
Reserve a desk?
Yeah, at my company we have to reserve a desk if we want to go in the office.
I thought you had a desk.
In the before times, but they're limited how many people can be in the office on a given day. Plus, some people just want to remain remote.
So we're using this hoteling software where you have to reserve a desk ahead of time. Hoteling software? That's just what it's called. It's like booking a room in a hotel, only you're booking a desk in an office. You can't just pick a desk when you get there. At some places you can, but for my company, you have to book a specific desk. And if there aren't any desks available, you can't come in. Can you pick a specific desk? Yeah, it's really not that complicated. Here, I can show you. Okay. I can use a break from all these lunges anyway. So, in whatever hoteling software you use, there should be an office floor plan. Let's say the cards are the desks, and then the coffee table books can be conference rooms. The coasters can be private booths. And then you can see which spaces are available based on whether you need them for a full day, a partial day, or multiple days. Can I see who else is going to be there and where they're sitting? Sometimes. So how do I pick where to sit? You just pick. No, I mean, how do I decide who I want to sit by or who I don't want to sit by? Or what if the only available desks are by the entrance and then I'm having to say hi to everyone as they're coming and going, but I don't remember all their names because it's been 2 years. Oh, I just say, hey, you. Hey, you? Yeah, hey, you. It's a theory that I have where the more familiar you are with someone, the less you actually have to call them by their name, like how you and I never use each other's names. And so it goes from full name to first name to pronoun to no name at all. And so hey you is like, oh hey, I know you so well that I can just say you and you know who I'm talking to. But I don't know you that well where I can just say hey and you won't think that I just forgot your name. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna steal that. But what should I wear? You're wearing pants, so that's a good start.